CBT Unit 1, Part B. What happens in a CBT session? The client brings in the problems they'd like to overcome or the situations they find stressful, and the therapist and client work together to create an action plan. An action plan means they identify the problematic thoughts or behaviors, find a way to change them, and develop a strategy to implement this change in the coming week. This is where homework comes in. Behavior. What we do, behavior, in response to emotional distress is very influential. Emotional states have certain action tendencies associated with them. Anxiety and avoidance, depression and withdrawal, anger and aggression, guilt and begging for forgiveness. Such behaviors tend to maintain emotional distress. Behaviorism, the first wave of CBT. Classical conditioning, Pavlov, sought to explain the development of fear responses, one Pavlov and his dog, or one psychologist and his car crash. Behaviorism, the first wave. Operant conditioning, Skinner, applied behavior analysis, antecedent, behavior, consequence, reinforcement v punishment, appetitive v aversive control. Operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is a form of psychological learning where an individual modifies the occurrence and form of their own behavior due to the association of the behavior with a stimulus. Basic principles. Behavior is more likely to be repeated if it has been persistently rewarded. Behavior is less likely to be repeated if it has had unpleasant or negative consequences. Thus, if one experiences pain on exertion, one is less inclined to do it again. Behavioral ABC, antecedent, behavior, consequence. Reinforcement is a consequence that causes a behavior to occur with greater frequency. Punishment is a consequence that causes a behavior to occur with less frequency. Extinction is the lack of any consequence following a behavior. When a behavior is inconsequential, it will occur with less frequency. When a previously reinforced behavior is no longer reinforced with either positive or negative reinforcement, it leads to a decline in the response. With reference to operant conditioning, positive refers to addition, and negative refers to subtraction. The CBT cycle. My mood and emotions influence my thoughts and actions. My thoughts and actions influence the quality of my life. The quality of my life influences my mood and emotions. The vicious cycle. Negative views about the world. Everybody hates me because I am worthless. Negative views about the future. I will never be good at anything because everybody hates me. Negative views about oneself. I am worthless. The behavioral principle. The feeling, for instance anxiety, leads to the behavior such as avoidance. The feeling, for instance depression, leads to the behavior, such as lack of activity. Breaking the cycle. When you are depressed, increase activity and gain pleasure. This is an example of the behavior changing the mood, thus obtaining relief. End of Unit 1, Part B. Please proceed to Unit 1, Part C.